Too early.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You know, it's not early. Us. Welcome to the 588th episode of the GeekVerse podcast. We apologize for anybody that is a live watcher. We did our quarterly GeekVerse meeting for the end of the year, so we just were chatting with Dylan, seeing planning stuff for the future, etc. But I am the Eggnoga Man, Travis Snell, and I'm joined by.
I'm the Lost King, Kirkland Patza.
I'm the Mendo, Taylor Field.
The Mando. Taylor, where can they find everything we do?
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, you can find us with your internet connection in the search bar. GeekVerse.ca is our home base. GeekVerse cast our Twitter.
I'm sending this clip to Dylan.
GeekVerse is our Facebook. You know, we had that quarterly meeting, and we know we're getting experimental. I'm kidding.
Yeah,
we're going to enter the tavern.
We're going to have podcast music the whole time. That's what we've decided. So send in your music now. But
yeah, looking at you, Hansi. We're going to want to play your songs on every episode.
Hansi sent me some music this week because I can do a little scoop that she's going to have a song in Adrenochrome featured. So yeah,
spicy.
I also got her locked down for the second. No, hey, this is Travis Told You. Turn this off. I use this specifically for Travis Told You.
Do you really?
Get at it. Yeah, I do. Don't gimmick infringe me. But yeah, she's doing that, and then the second film, which people you won't see till like 2025, so buckle up. But yeah, it's coming along pretty nicely. Got a new cast member added, but yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening, tuning in. You know, everything you need to know is down below. We would appreciate it if you went over and maybe dropped a review. You know, we talked about that and stuff like that. We don't talk about that enough. So if you like what we do, we'd really appreciate it because that can help us get at the charts. That can help us find new people. So we'd really appreciate that. And then also head over to Patreon because soon, after 9 is this week, we're going to be doing a watch-along commentary of The Mean One. It's the Grinch horror parody film. It's going to be us and all the other patrons. So come join for $5 only, $60 a year. Think about that. You can get thousands of hours of episodes, whether early, exclusive, ad-free right now. So we'd really appreciate it if you would do that. And that's the best way to support us. That's how you can make more content, more shows. Because if not, we got to let Taylor go and replace him with, I don't know, Ruben.
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT. Yeah, just like, what do you think, Taylor? And da-da-da-da. But yeah, that's going on. What else? Is there anything this week? Side quest is out with Dylan. You can check out our Godzilla -1 review, and next week will be big. There'll be an Aquaman 2 review, which we're about to talk about, and then we're going to be doing me and Kirkland will review Rebel Moon at some point, right? You're still in for that?
Hell yeah, can't wait.
And 'tis the season. I got the GV.
I took a shot before
favorite.
I came on here because I feel like I just bring the carton every time, and I just.
Is that what was
drink
in your thermos? That big fucking thing? Just loaded with eggnog?
No, it's the same carton I had, so it's
That's
almost
what this
out.
is. Show me your thermos, Kirkland. I don't think your thermos is any bigger than this.
Well, you're like right up
Size
to
of
the
your
camera.
arm.
No, look at that. That's huge. It's the size of my head.
When you hold the camera, it looks huge. Yeah.
Look at this.
Yeah.
That's
Hold
like,
I
next
hold
to
my
your head.
fish when
Hold
I
next to your
catch
head.
a fish.
This
that's
is
you
how I
gotta hold
used
it.
to get the ladies. Be like, look at the size of my cock, and it's just like,
You want some of my milk?
yeah, not that.
Just brings it with them to the club.
It's huge, isn't it? That's not 6 inches. No, it's right there. How's that, Taylor? You good?
It's a pretty big glass, actually. Yeah.
It is. I'm having a glass this big.
Oh,
it's fine.
Yeah, that
You
is
know-
like the size of the thermos.
Yeah.
Or the mug thing.
Emily
There's
and
no
I
like
already.
mills on this or anything.
Emily and I already got it on before this podcast, so I can happily drink this eggnog and not have to worry about it later. So hence, that's why if you don't see me drinking the big mug, that's where you know, oh, Travis got plans tonight. But I don't now because it was a good after dinner. Ladies and
Did you ever
gentlemen.
like try and sneak up on you and you're like, I got a belly full of eggnog?
No, you'll learn, Taylor will learn this too, that once you have kids, like you sometimes get freely, but unfortunately
Gotta
the
schedule
sex life gets a little
everything.
more
Yeah.
planned, right? Like, you know, hey,
No.
like
No, it's actually been much more like one. Well, yeah.
kid's just awake and Taylor's just banging Madison on the
Put that
kitchen.
kid over. No, that
You
kid
get
right now.
you do you get like creative and very like fun.
Yeah, but yours is small. I have children that walk around and can wake up at any moment, Taylor. Trust me. Ask me in 5 years when you're close and you get, Dad, open up, Dad. And you're
I've
just
been on
like,
that other end as the wee young lad.
no, Taylor, you don't have to worry about that right now. The person in the crib, no, that's the easiest one. That's nothing.
It's like Travis and Emily are just going at it. And you're like,
Travis,
it's game.
it's a 24-hour stream. Get out here. But no, that's the thing. Cut this music. Cut the fucking music. I'm done with music. No, right
Great
now.
start.
You have nothing to worry about right now, Tia. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about now, and you also have one. I have three, all that can move around, all whatnot. So that's why. Oh, Emily says quieter, please. That's what the kids say. No, it's probably kids' bedtime, and I'm hitting the table. Yeah, no, you got. So the same thing. If I know stuff's going down, I'm not drinking this thing of eggnog. That's
Smart
not gonna
man.
happen.
Yeah.
And if it does, I'm not doing the work. Someone else has to climb up there. If it's
I
someone,
feel like I gotta plan
feeling the
my
mood.
meals sometimes around that. Like if I'm
You can.
eating
I didn't
a
have to
big
use.
thing, yeah.
I didn't have to do that in my 20s. I could eat anything and then go a
Yeah.
bunch of rounds. Now eat some lasagna. It's like, oh, I need a moment to sit back and everything like that. But no, it's an
Eat something
eggnog
light.
night. Yeah, exactly.
Protein
So,
shake, something.
you should just shake right after. Oh yeah, energy. Anyways, we are here to talk about Aquaman. We're going to talk about some Mandalorian becoming a movie, maybe instead of a show. We got a Dune trailer, which we're going to pull up because I did not watch because it was a busy day.
Me neither, actually.
Oh, I didn't
so
watch it
we're
either.
gonna-
Let's do it.
There you
We're
go. The
doing a live
trifecta.
watch along tonight. Can't wait. And then Superman is going to have Supergirl and Sean Gunn. Oh, look at that. So let's start with good old Aquaman. Officially the last movie of the DCEU. Start all the way with Man of Steel. We have reviewed. You can go back, I guess. I don't know. No, I don't need to put any more in the feed. We will be re-releasing Aquaman 1. So go check that out. Me and Taylor reviewed that one back in the wee day. But yeah, it's the end of an era, really. You know, like other than Man of Steel, we were around for every single one. Kirkland did skip the Shazam one, so maybe not so much that. But most of us were around for all of them. The Suicide Squads, the BVS, the Birds of Prey. But this is it, because next year we just got Joker 2, and then the year after Superman Legacy and Creature Commando. So yeah, it's going to be a big break of DC movies after this one. So Mr. Patzer of GeekVerse Podcast, where's your excitement level for Aquaman in general with the film, with knowing, hey, this is the last of this kind of universe? You excited to, wave goodbye to it? Is there a little sadness going, oh man, we're losing a lot of these characters? Where are you?
I think it's a little bit of bittersweetness to it. I feel like my hype levels are pretty low. I feel like maybe they bumped a little bit just leading, like, as we get closer to that date, but really hasn't been like at all as high as maybe I would have expected it to be, especially the way that I was walking out of that first movie. Like, I really, really enjoyed that first Aquaman movie, and here we are years later getting ready for the second one, and yeah, there's just not much really moving the needle on me. I think it's just a bunch of different factors, honestly. I think it's just spacing amongst this and the previous film. Maybe just I'm really looking like beyond to like what's coming for the DC stuff. Like I am a lot more anticipated for like the Superman title, Creature Commandos. Like I have more hype for Creature Commandos than I do for Aquaman 2, which is pretty crazy, honestly, for a bunch of characters that I really don't know anything about. Hands up in the air.
Would you
Like,
say
just
that's
don't
even
care.
the same for like the Batman and Joker 2, the stuff that's not even in the DCU coming up, but it's like DC adjacent? Like, would you pick? I know you'd pick
Oh,
Batman
yeah.
too, but like Joker 2, same thing.
Oh yeah, 100%. No, for sure. So I don't know if it's just like I said, I think it is just multiple factors all combining together, but also maybe it's just they didn't strike when the iron was hot enough. Like maybe it kind of cooled off a little bit, and here we are. It's almost like this was just a necessary title to eventually come out, and it's like, oh yeah, we gotta
This
gotta
was
check
supposed to be
it.
out last year.
It's like a Black Widow
originally.
thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. But like, I think it is really close to that Black Widow thing where I really enjoyed that movie, but I think I would have enjoyed it a hell of a lot more if it came out around like that peak Black Widow era. And like, I still like Jason Momoa, but I feel like he's definitely fallen off a little bit on like my own like enjoyment for that actor. Like I really just see him in titles these days. It's almost like a Rock thing. Bunch of different actors and I'm kind of blanking on names. Vin Diesel,
Bunch
like
of
I don't really I guess he's only really doing arcs and fucking fast movies
Arc.
these days. But yeah, I don't know. Like even like I rewatched Dune a couple times lately, and like when I see him in there, it's just like, yeah, there he is, Jason Momoa. Like he doesn't really get me super excited these days, which I don't know. Maybe I just need a certain movie
Wow.
to really tip that needle. So
Have
yeah,
you
like
just
I
had
said,
too much of them, maybe oversaturation. Like people had that with Jennifer Lawrence, right? And that's why she went away for a while because everyone was
True.
like, "Oh, I've had enough of her." You know.
maybe it was one of those things too where like I just really liked what he brought as like a base. Like Khal Drogo is probably the big like that is the most different of a role he's ever done, and that was the first role I've ever seen him in. And then what are you shaking your head?
It's definitely fast.
Oh yeah, is he
You've
really
seen
different now?
Fast, but
I
Taylor,
haven't
would
seen
you
Fast.
agree that Jason? Did you see the news Fast, Taylor? No, you didn't. He's
Was that the
pretty
one
much-
after we reviewed the one?
I reviewed it solely, so I don't think
Okay,
you were-
yeah.
No,
Then I missed
he's
that one.
very over the top, very flamboyant. People say he's like the Joker of the Fast and Furious universe.
Oh,
in that
like Chris
movie.
Hemsworth in Bad Times, like
Yeah,
that sort of level.
But
Okay,
even more so than
Interesting.
that. Like, give it a watch for him once in a couple of years. I'm sure.
in a couple of years,
Yeah.
I would lead up to them for sure. Like go through the franchise. I wouldn't just start on that title. I don't think
we are going to retro it at one
Um,
point, so there you go.
Yeah, there you go. So, yeah, I guess maybe I just haven't seen enough of him. But the things that I have seen with him is Khal Drogo and just Jason Momoa playing kind of himself. Like even Duncan Idaho, I feel like it's like my boy. Like he just seems like Momoa, which is great. Like he is very charismatic. But maybe I've
is
just seen it a
Duncan?
little bit
Oh,
too much.
right.
So yeah, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore these days. But
You're not excited, is what you're
I'm
saying.
not very excited for this one. What was the other thing you asked me though about my excitement level? Oh
but
yeah,
just
bittersweet. It's bittersweet because, like, especially thinking back in those early, like DC EU era of like just like I think it was still a little bit subpar from for where Marvel was at that era. But
Yeah.
man, like that first Wonder Woman movie, even like Batman vs Superman, like I had a really good time watching that movie. So I think thinking back on where I was at watching those titles, it's like to where I am now looking on Aquaman 2 and just where my excitement's at. It's a little bit sad that I'm not more hyped there, but I don't know. I am still excited a little bit to see just how it rounds out, but not so much for maybe the meat and potatoes of what's going on. I have enjoyed the trailer more since that first time that I watched it. I was kind of down when we first. I wasn't down. I wasn't depressed or anything, but I just wasn't really hitting me in
I
the.
just saw the Aquaman trailer.
Very Eeyore like
ruined it.
afterwards.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think
do I
I'm
do?
down. I'm more down for the brotherly adventure that was kind of promoted in that trailer with Orn. So
Patrick Wilson.
yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Taylor? Where's your Aquaman hype? We're all going to be seen together. I will say that'll probably make it a good time because it sounds like we're going to all go to the West Side. Kirkland lives already, but we're seeing a lot of movies. We saw Godzilla. We saw the Marvels, which that was great. So I'm hoping. I think we're going to have a good time at least during Aquaman.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
Did you get your tickets yet, Kirkland?
No, I haven't got my tickets yet.
You got yours, Travis, right? I kind of. Oh, you don't? Okay. Once someone gets their ticket and gets like the seat number, then I'll get mine because I'm.
They're
It's like a
completely just sold out.
standoff.
Yeah.
No, I'll bring it up after because next we're going to talk about box office. I'll bring it up and see what's cooking there, but I don't think it's going to be completely.
I'll check
sold
seats
out.
right now, Taylor.
Okay.
I just said I
sold
was,
out.
bastard.
My
And he just made that joke.
My excitement is
Come on.
it's there because I feel like I'm still riding off of a high of Blue Beetle. I enjoyed that a lot more than I thought I would.
Forgot about that movie.
It's a good movie. It was definitely in my top 10 on Letterboxd for a long time. It's nudged out now, but I think it's
What
nudged
nudged
out.
it out? Oh, my Godzilla. I guess,
Minus
probably.
one definitely snuck in there.
Kirkland, wait till you pull up that seating chart. For, you see
Taylor,
it?
where do you want to sit, buddy? Because there's many options.
You
On like the
legit-
extreme theater.
No,
like
no, Taylor, you literally have any seat you want. Literally any seat you want.
Well, that's pretty good then.
Yeah.
Go the same row as before.
Fuck
1,
yeah.
2,
Don't do it on
3, 4,
air,
5,
but
6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, it's the Blue Beetle is literally my 10th film right now. So we'll see if Aquaman
Okay.
nudges it out. Although I haven't seen Oppenheimer, I haven't seen The Creator. Those two I still got to watch before the
Wow.
year.
Creator will nudge out. And Oppenheimer, I'm not sure if you probably won't have time, but it is going back into theaters soon, or it is in theaters. So if you want to see it on the big screen,
I do want to see that on the big
I'd
screen.
definitely recommend seeing Oppenheimer on the big screen. I watch it again, but plus Saltburn, you got that coming up. Oh fuck, I can't wait for you to watch
That's
Saltburn.
your pick, isn't it? I guess I have to
Oh
watch
yeah,
it.
you're gonna.
Dude,
hate
let's go
this fucking
together.
Movie.
Let's go see Saltburn together. I know we pitched that.
Oh, it's in the
I don't know.
theater,
We can talk
yeah.
after. Off there.
Oh, I would love. No, if you guys go, I'd have to go with you because I want to see Taylor's reaction to half this shit. Like you thought Lighthouse was fucking nuts, just barrel in. It's not the same. It's a different type of nuts, but I'd say the certain sequences. Fuck, get ready. Emily had to look away at one. We saw. it this
Ooh,
week. Yeah.
interesting.
She literally had to look away and was about to throw up, and I had to tell her when it was done. So
So it's worse than like a Saw movie.
Is that
Yeah,
the
but
scene
it's
I'm
all-
thinking of?
it's all sexual stuff though. It's not like torture porn stuff. It's just porn, but it's like it's very it's those when you click on like let's say you're browsing X videos, very X-rated topic tonight, and you see like all the categories. It's like, yeah, I like that. Oh yeah, video gamer ones, yeah. But then
Certain
you see-
ones, it's like,
yeah,
oh, I can't even look.
You're like, oh, who's watching that? That's what Saltburn has. They have a couple of like, oh,
Oh dear.
if you're into vampires, stuff like that. So
Oh.
Taylor
not
is.
what you think. I'm interested in Saltburn because I'm on the side of Twitter that I've heard. Oh, sorry, hang on. I'm interested in Saltburn. What the fuck am I doing here? I'm interested in Saltburn because on the side of Twitter I'm on, I've heard of him, but heard nothing but bad things. Oh yeah, those people are raw, man. Absolutely. Look at our Discord. I gave it a 5 out of 5. Joshua gave it a 5 out of 5. Hansi gave it a 5 out of 5. Maddie gave it a 4. Like there's definitely some people that don't like. Don't trust U.S. Clayton. He has no taste. Like whatever.
Hey, you like Godzilla? That was a great movie.
He just did that not to hurt.
He didn't
Taylor's
even give it a
feelings.
5 out of 5 though. I was shocked when I
No.
eventually saw his letterbox.
Wow.
I haven't
play.
logged that yet. Yeah, so you can't trust him. But Taylor, you excited?
Yeah, I'm excited. I think being able to experience this with you guys is it's going to make it a much more humorous experience, I would say. But I think that there's, like I said, a high that I'm experiencing coming out of Blue Beetle. I enjoyed the Flash film, and it's a shame that these films don't have anything that they can really be building towards anymore, because this is obviously the way I see the last one we're getting that's set up in the Zack Snyder DCEU verse.
Absolutely.
So but yeah, I'm excited. I think that some of the scenes from the trailer look fantastic. I love seeing this like necro undead underwater army, and just the whole thing is like a CGI fest, but I can look past that. There's some really cool things. I'm happy that Manta is back. There's some really, really awesome stuff that's going on here. And so, yeah, this is gonna be great. The Extreme Theater is like perfect for this, and just be blasting that audio and just feel like you're swimming with the whales. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's weird because I'm excited. I'm not somebody that, of course, it's great to have the bigger universe and everything, but I'm not somebody that's like, oh, well, I'm not going to watch this because what's the point? What's set up? It's like, well, most of the time you're actually supposed to watch a movie to enjoy the movie first, and then the setup stuff's after. So I guess it's just like, I feel like it's just I'm not that I'm not excited. It's just I'm whelmed. I think I know exactly what I'm getting, because I think to me excitement is like when we talk about like the Batman or Guardians, when you're like, oh man, what's gonna happen? How's it gonna go? I just feel like I know how Aquaman 2 is gonna go. I know the beats it's gonna do. No, they're not gonna kill baby. We'll talk about that. Like I feel like it's gonna be pretty generally safe. It's just a gauge of, that's the tough thing. I think it's a film you can't gauge until you see it, because you think, okay, it's a good time type of film. How much of a good time is it? Is it going to be like the Aquaman 1 for me, where it's like a really good time? Or is it going to be one of those movies where, hey, a lot of the jokes don't hit and it's not a good time? That's where it all comes down to, because I don't think it'll have... The first one had some heart, but it's not going to have the heart of Guardians. It's not going to have the cleverness of Across the Spider-Verse. And I'm not sure where it's going to stack up against like I'm hoping it's better than Ant-Man and fucking like what else happened this year? What was... Flash, I had like we'll reach the epicness of Flash, probably not either. So that's the thing where I know it's just it's how strong of a 7 out of 10 is it? That sounds like a weird barometer, but it's just a hard thing to get excited for in that sense. But I loved the first movie. I like Momoa in the role. I like all the other characters. So I'm excited for a good time. I think us seeing together will be even better. But no, I hope it's like the first one, where it's like this pulpy, feeling like the Mummy and Indiana Jones, but a comic book version. I still trust in James Wan. So I still think I'm going to enjoy it. I guess I haven't really sat with the feeling like, what if I don't enjoy it? I think that's also, I guess, a sad thing, that I really don't want the last movie of this franchise, of this, I guess, specific franchise, the DCEU, to be a stinker. Like I liked Blue Beetle, but I thought it was just like a general, I think maybe I get the 7/10. So maybe, no, I think I give that 6. I don't know. Somewhere it's just like, it's a fine movie. Flash, I did really enjoy, so I will go back to that. I still think Flash would have probably been a better ending for the DCU. And why am I Shazam, right? And Shazam was like fine. So yeah, I'd like it just to a good time, say goodbye to this character, and then I think I am ready for the next chapter, though. I think this chapter has been very messy and muddy between kicking out directors and different cuts, and there's still people fighting for different cuts. It's like, I know people are going real hard for the Ayer cut now and stuff, but it's like, and I'll watch him. Of course, we would review it, but at the same time, like, I just think I'm just kind of past it all. Like I don't care that much anymore about that old stuff. Like I'm ready to move on. And I think I'm ready for Joker 2 next year. So We'll see. Kurga Patzer, I'll start with you now. You probably have a. You know what? Actually, I'll start with Taylor. Taylor, you think this movie's going to hit $1 billion?
No.
Okay. I didn't start with Kirkland because he had also just saw the seating chart that I had seen, which our biggest theater on opening night, 6:30, which is usually that's the prime thing. There's not a single seat sold, and it's like what, a week into it's 9 days away. That's fucking crazy. Like that's just like again, any more sign that the fucking DCU needs like a big fucking reboot is that not a single seat
Yeah.
sold. That's nuts.
And, like-
That's like crazy where we came from too. You know.
Especially like, because he first appeared in Justice League, right? And
BVS, you can count BVS when he did the whole like he was holding his breath underwater.
okay,
The trident
sorta.
on his camera, but his
was like-
real yeah.
So he appeared in
character, yeah.
Justice League, and then how far away was Aquaman? Like from that,
Only 1 year.
only 1 year. So I feel like that just had so much like anticipation because kind of what I was speaking to earlier. I feel like Momoa was just this like people had
Entity.
seen him in Game of Thrones and like, oh man, like what is this version of Aquaman gonna be? Especially because I don't know, maybe not in comic book like fans, but in general audience, Aquaman was kind of just seen as a little bit of a of a loser. So then you
Yeah.
have this like hot hunk Jason Momoa coming in. People were just so excited for that. I feel like there's many different reasons on why that movie did make $1 billion. Whereas like we've seen Momoa now in many different things. We've seen his Aquaman in well, I guess the two different Justice League movies, and
Yep.
he wasn't in Wonder Woman, right?
No, he was not.
No.
He was in
So-
Blue Beetle.
Oh, he wasn't Blue Beetle. There you go.
Or was the
Nope.
Flash?
It was the Flash. Yeah, there was
Right.
that stupid post-credit scene with him getting drunk, and it's just like, what are we doing here?
Oh
Like, why,
yeah.
Why the fuck
So
did
I-
they even have it in there?
I just feel like, yeah, it's definitely not going to make $1 billion. But I also think there was a lot of different factors at play on why that was able to make $1 billion. Not even just because of like pre-COVID stuff or just where movies were at before that. So yeah, I feel like I'm not too surprised.
What do you think the final amount is, though, worldwide? If it's all said and done. So the last one made over
Oh,
$1 billion.
gosh.
You have
Oh
like
my
Guardians
gosh,
and
eh?
Spider-Verse that were like 800 this year, and then all the rest have been like 400, 200. Like the rest have been like 200 under like.
So this is like
coming up
all
during
said and
Christmas.
done. Once
Yeah,
it's
all said and done.
Once it's done.
Once its run's
the
done.
theater run. I'm gonna say like 300, maybe even lower. Honestly, like two.
So lower than Quantumania, that's what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah. What was Quantumania?
It's like 400 something, I think, or just under 400. So
I might be crazy here, but I'm gonna say like 250.
250. Oh
quarter
my God.
quarter of the amount of the first one.
Jesus Christ. Well, that literally happened with the Marvels, right? The
Yeah.
Captain Marvel made $1 billion, and literally this one made under 250. Like it literally made a quarter of what the first one did. So it's not like out of the realm, and it's just so we're literally seeing the death of the fucking superhero franchise.
Don't
Fuck.
say that.
Fuck Feige and company. You need to get, like I said, 2024. All you guys get your fucking ducks in a row. And then 2025, you need to come up banging. Here's the only reason why, and who knows what will happen. 250 for Sam as well. Oh, sorry, you go ahead.
Oh, I clicked at
250
the same
for
time.
Sam,
sorry.
you a patron. I see you. 250. See, the only reason I'm gonna say it will at least get past 400 because the first one, and I don't know what the world's going on, so we'll see. The first one made $1.1 billion. Domestically, it made 330 million. Not going to do that. Internationally, it made 816 million. Internationally,
insane.
like all its money. So I'm gonna say at least. I'm gonna say somewhere around 450 because let's say it really does pour here, maybe that's still like half of the international market. Like I don't know what it's going to do, like, and the change, everything's changed from COVID to like other countries are putting out their own big hits now, but I'll say 450. So I'm going 200 more than Kirkland. Taylor, where are you? Higher, lower, somewhere in the middle?
I think
We don't do prices right here as well
International.
either. So
No, I feel like I'd probably go like. I'd probably say like 400. I feel like it would be closer to
400.
that,
okay.
the lower end.
There you go. We'll see what happens. Espo's questions. What are the chances they do a BOGO deal for Aquaman within 2 weeks? Christmas Day BOGO deal. I think within 2 weeks. So what does that give us to? Because I don't think they'll do it for Christmas because they'll bank on families going together. So that means January 4th. Yeah. Oh, so within the 2 weeks. I could see like that weekend because I feel like they wouldn't do if it does really terribly. I don't think they do that for Christmas because they'd hope people would walk up. I don't think they do that for New Year's. The same thing because there's not really that much to do New Year's. Most places are closed, but I think the movie theater is one that's usually open, right? New Year's Day.
Yep.
So I think January 4th to like 4th is when it'd be 2 weeks. I could see that weekend after the 5th and the 6th if it's doing very poorly. That okay, that's when you break off the BOGO deals because yeah, the Marvels did that, Flash was doing that, but I think they'll at least let it coast the holiday weekend to see what it does. You guys disagree or agree with that?
Is that like a common thing to do the?
It is. You'll see.
Well,
the
Marvels and
Atom-
Flash did it, right?
Atom map, and they'll
Yeah.
populate that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if it's doing poor, it's like, well, let's try and get whatever we can. So, do they do it
Yeah.
within the Christmas week, Kirkland?
So like 7 days before or after.
Well,
like that?
it's at 2 weeks. So it opens the 21st. So it would be between the 21st and the 5th. So are they going to do it during Christmas or New Year's, those holidays?
I mean, this is kind of a new thing to me. I didn't really know this was going on, but I mean, yeah, definitely. Especially if I'm already saying it's going to be making a quarter
That's fair.
of Billy.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Taylor?
yes.
I think it's gonna happen. I mean,
Within the 2 weeks? Christmas BOGO deal?
Yeah, I think you'll see
Wow.
it. Like it's funny how prominent this is becoming. I remember like go back like before COVID, and you'd start to see this deal trickle in, like maybe like the odd movie, but not as frequent. And now I feel like it's actually consistently frequent because yeah, not just these superhero films, but like there's that Liam Neeson movie that was already doing it, and there's other movies that are doing it. So
I think
it's
the
just
first
becoming
movie
a common
that
thing.
I think the first movie that did it for us is remember they were doing that for Power Rangers, that 2017 one or whatever. That was
They did it for that, and they did it for that one with Mila Kunis and that other girl. I can't remember her name. She was in Ghostbusters, and they were like spies.
Oh, yeah.
Kate
'cause that's-
McKinnon, right?
Yeah. That's what
Yeah.
motivated me and Madison to go see. It was the buy one get one. So
That movie fucking sucked. That movie.
we laughed. Madison loves that movie.
No,
It's
you guys got
funny.
some terrible taste. I saw your best Christmas ever score. 4 out of 5. That's ridiculous.
What a movie that is.
That's one of the worst Christmas movie ever. It's awesome because it's so bad, but you actually giving it a 4 was something. But
we had a good time.
don't sleep on the Christmas week bump and no competition in January. Yeah, there's not much in January, but the thing is, could that Christmas bump go to Wonka? I don't know because I think Wonka's gonna get better reviewed. But who knows, Mike? This might break your streak because Mike brought up that since Force Awakens or Hobbit or something, there's been no movie that's like under 800 at Christmas, and I think it's gonna happen because both. You never know, but I think this is the time. Just in general now, there's so much content. I think we've just seen, like we said, I joke, but it's not. I've talked about this on Trash Told. We've talked about here. It's not just comic movies, right? There's multiple movies that are just bombing this year. So it's like people are just very selective now, and I'm happy for people if they want to go do that during Christmas. That's never been a me family tradition. I'm the guy that likes curling up on the couch and watching movies. I've never ever gone to the theater, and I don't think I ever will unless I'm like alone somewhere in the world for some reason, but I don't think so. I just, I feel like that's like, am I wrong to think that's like maybe a generational thing that's going to happen less? Like, I don't know. I just don't know
I have
anyone
no
that sees
idea.
do you know anyone on Christmas that goes sees movie in our age?
I don't know anyone, period, that does that.
Yeah.
So
And I just think that when you're talking about handing down generations, like that's not a tradition for me because my family didn't do it. It's not going to be a tradition for my daughter. So I just wonder if that's going to go away the whole Christmas. And plus, it's like I think they got to start releasing this stuff like a little sooner, like the 22nd. I think you also might get that sense of like people are traveling and stuff, right? And they might not want to go to a movie like it's only 3 days before Christmas. Like, all right, who dies in this movie? Are we killing this baby? What's happening? Anybody dies?
I
The lighthouse
don't.
keeper.
He's a goner.
Yeah,
The dad's donezo.
he's donezo. I don't think the baby's gonna die. I feel like we've talked about this too,
Yeah.
on like a previous cast. I don't know. It's pretty dark, especially to end off. Like, can you imagine that's like a final scene? He just finds his baby dead and just rolls credits, and we never
I
get
will
any
get
answers.
you.
It's just like
Yeah.
a super depressing end to that entire era of DC EU. Yeah, Lighthouse Keeper. I was still pretty like convinced that the what's her name?
Mira?
Mara. I
Just
think she's
Mara, yeah.
goner.
Goner. Oof.
Because like in that I don't know which trailer it was, but it was like her like freaking out, and I was so convinced that's gonna be her death scene. And then can't remember if it was Superbad Mike or someone else in the chat was predicting that it was like that would have been when Mantha like steals the baby or someone does. I think that definitely is a good theory. But I don't know. I still think she's just gonna get murked. Cause like she's not gonna have much screen time like at all in this film,
No.
and there's definitely ways to write it in that direction. And like I don't know, play devil advocate to my own point. Like it's also like they're not making more movies, so it's not like they're afraid of like, oh, we're gonna have to have Amber Heard for future projects. I don't think that would even be an issue. But I'm just sticking to my guns. I'm saying she's a goner with the lighthouse keeper.
That's one of the people James Gunn brings back. He's like, oh, I really want Amber Heard. DCU. Yeah. The only one for me that I think everyone lives except for, the lighthouse keeper. He is a goner. He's going to die. There's no chance he's making it out. I do think Mara survives. The only one I don't know is Manta. That's the one that I'm a 50-50 split on because same thing. If he dies, it's not going to be like, oh, fuck, they killed off Yaya. It's like, well, this is the end. So you could kill him off and then whatever, right? Especially if he killed his dad, you can see the motivation there. Do you do the thing where he ends up in prison? So I'm literally down the middle. If I have to make a guess, I'm going to say he survives. But I'm not confident on that. I'm a 51-49. But everybody else, like, of course, I'm sure there's some characters we'll meet that'll just die. But Mike says maybe they'll kill the octopus drummer. They better not. Fuck, I'll walk out of the theater. But yeah, I think just the dad is a for sure goner. Manta, I'll say makes it. So yeah, I guess I'm just saying out of our main characters, the dad's gonna bite it. Fucking Mr. Boba Fett himself. So Taylor.
I mean, yeah, he's a goner. I didn't even think about Manta until you mentioned that. So I mean, it's hard to say with him. Other characters, I mean, I could always see maybe Patrick Wilson somehow. Just
Oh no.
yeah, I could see him maybe eating it and not making it out. Nicole Kidman, that's another one I could see possibly going. So it's
all of his family.
Yeah, all
the baby,
his family.
Nicole Kidman, the lighthouse keeper, Mara.
Yeah. Patrick Wilson, his brother. Yeah. Everybody.
Roll credits.
So it's that being said, though, it is tough because I do feel like these DC movies are much more on the light-ended side. Now, obviously, The Flash had no problem killing off a lot of their characters. And it had a bit of a dark kind of vibe, too, when The Flash was in that alternate reality. But when you get to Blue Beetle and you get to Aquaman, too, I just feel like this is going to be much more like the lighter end of the spectrum here. So
yeah, not a lot of deaths in Blue Beetle. What's his name?
No, there was only one. There's only one, and it was just
uncle.
like the classic superhero like loses a family member, and it just serves as their motivation, inspiration to just pursue like this righteousness, responsibility of the Spider-Man route, I'd say.
Right.
So,
is it the uncle again? What's his name?
No, it wasn't the uncle.
George Lopez. There you go. That's his name.
No, definitely wasn't George Lopez. He survived.
You don't have to spoil it. I was just curious. Nice. I could definitely see that version of Patrick Stewart's character dying. Patrick Wilson's character.
Not Patrick Stewart.
I don't want to see Patrick Stewart die. Patrick Wilson, just I don't know, doing something heroic to save the baby or whatnot. Some big, completely hero death scene. But I don't know. I think if I'm not super for or against on my predictions for it. I think it could definitely go either way. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm not sure what Travis is doing. I can hear him breathing, but he's just got his
Yeah.
I forgot about the breath talk. Damn it. I just want to see. I got Taylor because I wanted to see his reaction. I just put him out of this, and then I was like, what? I just wanted to see what would happen. Because I just thought about when I got the water, I'm like, what if I just text him and said I'm out? And this is what the reactions were.
I just
So
wanted to
do
talk
that.
about Aquaman.
Yeah,
You guys can cover
but
the rest.
I forgot that. So, all right, we're gonna take our first ad break here. Actually, no, we'll do ChatGPT. The prediction. Have you done that up, Taylor?
I have it prompted, but I haven't hit enter yet.
Okay, hit enter.
So, well, give me like another like minute. So add something.
So add something. Yeah, I thought
To
it
your
was gonna be-
conversation, add something to conversation.
Add something to conversation.
Taylor, you know what I recently watched is
No, don't
National
talk to me.
Treasure
Talk
twice.
to Travis.
Wow.
Travis, you know what I
Good
recently
movie.
watched was
No, don't talk to
National,
me. I was second
National
choice.
Treasure 2.
National. Yeah. What do I have to add on National Treasure?
I will say, last time I watched it, I watched first and then the second movie back to back, and I really disliked the second one because of that. But I feel like if you just jump into that series, start with the second one, because they're basically the exact same
Start
movie.
with the
They
second.
start like the exact same way with like a flashback of his ancestor, and I definitely like see a lot of comedy now when I watch those, just with
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know, the way Ben Gates handles certain situations. But I thought it was a fun little ride.
I can't comment enough because I think I've seen them both once at a young an age, and they never grab me like I want to because I like Nick Cage
Yeah.
as much as Taylor, but they never grab me. So I'm down one day when we maybe hopefully retros stuff like that. Not to pull a Taylor. I actually didn't know that guy from 99 passed away. I had seen the headline, but I didn't know him by name. So I almost pulled the Taylor and been like, oh my God, could you believe this? But that sucks. Because I just saw people recently fan casting him as like Perry White for Superman Legacy or like Martian Manhunter. I saw lots of, not that that fan cast have anything to do with its health. I just mean like it's one of those that just doesn't feel like because people are having conversations within the week about him, and then it's like, oh, it's
Yeah.
gone. So
No, it's really sad.
sucks.
He
Yeah,
was
funny guy.
phenomenal. He was like S tier character in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and
Yeah.
he definitely has that powerful voice. So I could definitely see him
yeah.
as a Martian Manhunter type character. And he
Yeah.
like he said he was 61, but man, he does not look old at all. Like he does.
Still,
Yeah.
61 nowadays is usually young. Like I know I've always said that's
Yeah.
when I think I'm going is 60, but like usually people will say no, that's not
All
it.
that
you know,
eggnog.
like,
You better not be.
yeah, that's the only. No, I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I don't smoke. It better not be like, oh yeah, all that eggnog you drink as you're young took you down. No, No, I've been cutting good because I've been having to go through I'm throwing stuff out, and I have 2 old laptops. So I'm taking everything off them and putting them on.
all your
to that,
porn.
so- there's definitely some photos on there, but like, so it's good not to throw
Photos.
off some photos of significant other, but like, so it's good not just toss them. But yeah, I found some photos of me recently in 2013, 2014. Like, oh man, rocking the 8-packs. I've been cutting lots. Like tonight, everyone had pasta. I didn't have pasta. Just the
Is that
broccoli.
not like impossible to do around the holidays? I feel like that's just the gorge month, especially
Well,
it's cold outside. You know, you're eating hearty meals most of the time.
Yeah, I think what I'm doing is like we have had that, but I'm not trying to overeat as well. I mean, because like I'll be a thing like, oh, this is really good. I need another bowl, but sometimes like, okay, I definitely
Yeah.
have enough, and I'm just trying to parse it so I know when I get to Christmas week, that's all bets off. I'm not gonna watch
Yeah.
myself there. You know, I'm not in a fucking competition or anything, but just trying to cut a little bit before the summer season and whatnot. So.
So you
Yeah,
just stay
so-
away from like fatty stuff.
I
or-
try to like even like if the kids are having candy, I won't stuff like the eggnog. That's there you go. That's the fat right
That's a
there.
bloater
but-
thing.
Yeah, I've just been trying to watch. Taylor's still going there.
We're ready.
Okay, lay it on us. So this is what ChatGPT thinks is going to happen in Aquaman 2.
So it's called Aquaman: Tides of Chaos. is the
That's a
title.
good one. Is
That's
Joker in this? Fuck.
The sun sets over the glittering surface of the ocean as Arthur Curry, the Aquaman, surveys the peaceful kingdom of Atlantis. Life has changed since his last battle with Steppenwolf. And Arthur now balances his duties as king with raising his young son, Arthur Jr. The city thrives, and the people of Atlantis are finally at peace, or so it seems. As Arthur trains his son in the ways of the Atlantean warriors, a new threat emerges from the depths. Black Manta resurfaces with a cunning plan to exact revenge on Aquaman, and this time he won't be satisfied until he sees the king and his family crumble. Manta's plot involves unleashing a group of ancient sea monsters that have been imprisoned for centuries. As these creatures wreak havoc across the oceans, Aquaman discovers that Manta has forged an unholy alliance with the mysterious sorceress Circe, C-I-R-C,
That sounds like a toothpaste brand. I don't know.
who seeks to plunge the world into chaos. To make matters worse, Manta kidnaps Arthur Jr., revealing his sinister plan to use the boy as leverage against Aquaman.
This is
and a
pretty
sh-
similar.
Similar, yeah. In a shocking twist, Aquaman's trusted advisor, Vulko, is revealed to be secretly working with Manta and Circe.
That's why he's not in the trailers.
Yeah. The betrayal shatters Arthur's trust and sets the stage for an epic battle between the forces of good and evil. As the oceanic war rages on, Arthur is forced to team up with unlikely allies, Wonder Woman, who had been monitoring the situation from afar.
Unlikely.
Just
Rise-
monitor.
Just
hang on.
monitoring.
His son gets kidnapped, and I was just monitoring the situation. Why didn't you help, Diana? I was monitoring it. What a bitch.
She's a strong swimmer. Can she just like fucking dolphin dive down there?
Here's my question.
Answering a question with another question. Interesting.
Yeah, because it goes into your question. Sometimes people say Wonder Woman is a similar power set of Superman, right? Like certain hits, strength, etc. Can Superman and or Wonder Woman drown?
I don't think Superman can, because I would imagine he can just hold his breath, because like he can go in space, right? He doesn't need oxygen for that.
Sexist piece of shit. He's like, oh, imagine the man. can
Women's
hold his
lungs
breath.
are too fragile. I really don't know though, because I didn't know that comparison amongst Wonder Woman and Superman. I definitely, because like she can't fly. She can't.
She can't.
I don't.
fly.
She can with
She
her
flew
whip.
Wonder Woman too. No,
Well,
she flew
she
Wonder
like
Woman
Spider.
too.
Didn't she like
No,
Spider-Man
she full
whip
on
on
flies
lightning?
in Wonder Woman 2. She
I
flies.
really don't remember much.
Yeah, she flies. And Diana can fly in the comics.
Okay, like in space too.
No, I think someone answer that. I don't know.
If
I've not written-
yes, then I would say it is the exact same Superman. I think.
but
she
her
could
lungs,
just fly
the
down there.
problem. The
Yeah,
those
the
lungs,
little fragile lungs.
Yeah. That's why they always try and say they
Losing
can't
half
do
our
oral
viewership
stuff.
right there.
Circa is a Wonder Woman villain. Okay, right. Yeah, there you go. So anyway, so she was monitoring the situation.
She's monitoring, yeah. So, where are we?
Sucks about his son.
here?
Sucks about his son. Hey, Bruce.
She arrives to lend her Amazonian strength. The Flash zooms in to assist, bringing his humor and
Nice.
lightning fast speed to the underwater battlefield.
His
Meanwhile,
humor.
Batman's tech expertise proves invaluable as he provides strategic support from the Batcave.
So gotta love Arthur's son's kidnapped. I'm gonna show up, but I'll like from the Batcave like send a drone in to help you out. Okay.
Proves invaluable.
Yet doesn't show up. You know, invaluable but not there.
Oh my god.
This is just a Justice League movie now.
Pretty much. The battles are intense and visually stunning, showcasing the full range of Atlantean and Justice League powers. Amidst the chaos, Cirque casts dark spells that twist reality itself, leading to unexpected and sometimes hilarious consequences. Okay.
Okay, wait,
Aquaman-
stop. Why in a movie when a son is kidnapped? Why is it leading to hilarious consequences?
I don't know what that means.
The baby could be killed at any moment, and there's
What's a
hijinks
hilarious
going on.
consequence? Yeah.
I feel like a hilarious consequence would be someone like tooting or tickling, but like I don't think that's happening in there. Like,
Black Man is just tickling Arthur Jr.
yeah,
like
or
something
gets a-
very ironic happening. Perhaps.
yeah, like Black Man like throws a trident and it hits Circle, and they're like, "What a hilarious consequence!" You know? Yeah.
As Wonder Woman was just watching.
Thanks, Bruce.
Aquaman and Mare fight side by side, displaying incredible teamwork, while their son discovers latent powers that prove crucial to the fight.
Of course.
In a shocking turn of events, Santa double crosses Cirque, revealing that he had his own agenda all along.
Triple
He seeks
cross.
to use the chaos to establish himself as the ruler of the seas, with the ultimate
Yeah.
goal of destroying Atlantis and reshaping the world in his image. The revelation sets off a three-way battle between Aquaman, Manta, and Cirque, each vying for control.
What happened
Tragedy-
to Justice League? Did they just?
Yeah.
I guess they're
They just
on Aquaman. They
bounce?
count as Team Aquaman here.
Okay. I just love that like Manta's goons, Circus goons, and Aquaman, but his goons are the Justice League. Like they're just goon level now. It's not the Justice League. It's Aquaman versus these three.
And Batman in the cave.
Yeah,
Okay.
just fucking Selena. Well, can't be bothered to come out.
Tragedy strikes when Cirque, in a fit of rage, unleashes a dark spell that claims the life of Arthur Jr. Oh no.
They did it in this movie. They killed it. I love it. They reveal the kid has powers, then right away they just kill him off.
They
Fuck.
kill him. The loss sends Aquaman into a grief-stricken rage, leading to a brutal and emotionally charged final battle. In a heart-wrenching moment, Aquaman is forced to confront the darkness within himself to overcome the combined forces of Manta and Cirque. As the dust settles, Atlantis mourns the loss of its young prince. The Justice League, though victorious, departs with heavy hearts, leaving Aquaman to grapple with the consequences of the unexpected and devastating
Just
events.
Batman's drone just hovering there. I'm really sorry about your son, Arthur. Is Selena there? Yeah, she might have. She might have little lungs, but I haven't got a little dick, unfortunately. So I have to do whatever she says. I should have done a Batman voice. Fuck.
The film concludes with somber but determined Aquaman swearing to protect his kingdom and the world from any future threats, no matter the cost.
No matter, fuck, I'd worry if I was Maron. He's already lost his kid, and it's no matter the cost.
No matter the cost.
There's not much more to cost.
We do have a post-credit scene if you guys want to hear it.
Perfect. Yeah, of course.
Dimly lit ocean.
Well, the screen fades in, and we find ourselves in the darkest depths of the ocean. A dim, eerie light emanates from an ancient submerged temple. As the camera slowly moves through the shadowy corridors, we hear a sinister whisper echoing through the water. Whisper.
That's the baby who's going off.
That's the cat. That's the cat.
Taylor's got effects now. This chat.
Yeah.
Give you the music too.
Yeah.
He who controls the depths controls the fate of all. The camera reaches a chamber adorned with ancient Atlantean symbols and guarded by mystical statues. At the center of the room, a figure clad in tattered seaweed-like robes rises from a throne carved out of black coral. It's revealed to be a character known to few, Necron, the Lord of the Unliving, a cosmic entity embodying death itself. Necron says, "The balance must be restored." Necron raises a skeletal hand, and the shadows within the chamber coalesce into the form of a familiar face, the deceased Arthur Jr. The once vibrant and lively boy now stands as a spectral figure, his eyes glowing with an otherworldly light.
I got goosebumps. That was good. I like that.
I hope the movie ends that way.
Necron says...
Leading to nothing. Just the dead.
The dead DCU, yeah. The boy's death will have consequences, Arthur Curry. The darkness within him now serves a purpose greater than life. The spectral figure of Arthur Jr. floats forward, his voice an unsettling blend of innocence and malevolence. He says, "Father, tides of death are rising." The screen fades to black as Necron's haunting laughter echoes through the underwater temple.
So, like, it's just the two characters there, right? Necron and Arthur Jr.
Necron, yeah, and he's like...
And the whole time they're just
spectral
talking to the
resurrected.
camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arthur, the time is the oceans now. Whatever he fucking said.
Tides
I
of
liked
death
it.
are rising.
I like the twist. I like the new character.
Cirque?
Yeah, it's all right.
Like post credit, I'm talking about. I like the
yeah,
post credit.
post-credit,
You know what? In a perfect world, if we for 100% they knew it was the last one, I would have taken the whole Justice League finale as well too. That would have been a good cap off to have them all. That's why I still think Flash was a better cap off, just because had them all there. But it is what it is. So, okay.
Hang on, I'm just doing one quick little thing here.
Write me an Aquaman 6-part movie series.
Well, I wrote why didn't Batman help in the underwater fight?
Why didn't who? Sorry?
Why didn't Batman help in the underwater fight?
Okay.
But Batman remained in the Batcave, providing tactical support and coordinating the efforts of the Justice League. Here are some reasons why he didn't participate in the underwater fight. Specialized environment. He's a human without superhuman abilities. Not adapted to underwater
That's what
combat.
he told them.
What's your water
and then
suit?
tech support. Batman's unparalleled technological expertise allows him to analyze the situation and monitor the battlefield and offer strategic guidance.
That's a prototype. We don't
global
touch
global threats. Batman might be dealing with other threats around the world simultaneously.
These all seem like reasons he's given because he doesn't want to go. I feel like he's Travis, where he's trying to plan his sex life around like certain things, and it's like, no, guys, I can't come. What about your water suit? Fuck. I know about that.
There's tons of global threats around the whole world. There's tons of global threats around the whole world. I gotta be there for all of them, Arthur. But it's my son, Bruce. I don't care. It's your son. It's Gotham. The Joker's out again.
Aquaman's leadership. Aquaman is the rightful king of Atlantis. Batman recognizes and respects the leadership of his teammates, allowing them to take charge.
So, according to Batman, in his mind, if he shows up to Atlantis, he's just gonna take over.
Yeah, your son got kidnapped, but I respect your leadership, Aquaman.
No, dude, I don't care if you come. Whatever, you can be the leader. Just like, no, I don't want to step on your toes, Arthur. Like, we don't want anyone to get the wrong idea. Oh, fuck.
And then the last one, preserving resources. If he deems that his physical presence in the underwater battle would not significantly alter the outcome, he would choose to conserve his resources for other threats.
What a bitch.
I would hate Batman if I was on his team. Like, imagine you're like, my son's getting out, I need your help. And this drone comes back with these memos, and you're just like, fuck, man. We're taking a vote next week. Like,
Just flies away.
I guess be underwater, so but like they think, oh, sorry, Arthur, he plays for the tower though. Like it's all Bruce's money. We can't. He owns 51% of the Justice League stock. Oh man. Okay,
I'd love
so
to see that fallout. Just like, sorry, Arthur, I can't make it. There's something going on over,
other global threats
Yeah.
might be happening.
my son Bruce.
You'll get him. And then that next meeting when they meet up and he's dead.
With Necron.
Look, Bruce, look what fucking happened. No, I thought you would have handled it,
Don't want to step on your toes.
What were you doing? Well, someone robbed a bank, and it was Selena, and you know how Selena gets. So we had to get time. Big threat, you know what I'm saying? He's like bumping Barry's shoulder, and Arthur just fucking tridents Batman in front of everybody and just kills him. Okay, so we're gonna take our first ad break. Tim, I'm gonna throw you a curveball because we're not doing this for this movie because there's not much to predict and stuff, but it will be a big review. So I want you to ChatGPT ask it to make a Zack Snyder Star Wars movie because we wouldn't have much fun asking about Rebel Moon, but ask about that. So we'll do that, and we'll take an ad break right now. And we'll be right back. And we're back. So we'll do this this next topic, and then we'll do the Taylor's thing once he gets that going on. So Superman Legacy right now, there's two things. One that came out official, and then one that is rumored right now. So supposedly, there's going to be a Supergirl in this. This comes from Daniel RPK, a B-tier scooper. So there's going to be a Supergirl in here. The word is that it's not going to be Sasha Kaye. They are recasting. And obviously, they've announced they're doing that Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow movie. So this is kind of it'll be them, and then they'll transition over to that movie. So that got that going on, and I'm not sure, Kirkland, if there's anyone that springs to mind. You don't have to spring that on you, so we'll have time. And then the second thing is, Kirkland, I'm sure you don't remember this, but in Pedro Pascal was in Wonder Woman 2. You remember that?
I do remember. At
Who did he play?
fucking Sean Gunn's character. What is Maxwell Lord?
Maxwell
or
Lord.
something?
Okay, good job. Yeah. So now in the DCU, they, I guess technically James Gunn confirmed Nicholas Hoult, but we knew that was happening. But yes, in the DCU, Maxwell Lord is going to be played by Sean Gunn. So I guess let me go to give some context where I'm a DC fan. I've not read everything DC. Primarily my stuff is Batman. From what I know of Maxwell Lord, and even if you look at that Wonder Woman 2 movie, I don't see much of Sean Gunn there. Now, I will say that every other casting so far from James Gunn has, to me, been perfect, or I've been like, this could be good. So I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. I just think that it's not that I'm opposed to Sean Gunn being there because I knew that was going to happen. It's just the role off the top seems like this is odd, and it's either two things where just even visually, he doesn't, to me, like, he looked like the way they were doing him in Wonder Woman 84 where he was like a Donald Trump-esque. Like, you pull up anything, the guy has like a comb over, he's jacked. Physically, he does not look like Sean Gunn at all. So, okay, maybe we're throwing that out the window. And maybe he is something we don't know about. I've heard from other people that he's great on the Terminal list in a more serious role. So maybe that's something. So it's either I have to wait or see, or my worry is that they're going to take him, and I don't think it will be as bad as Calendar Man Suicide Squad, but they're going to make him a much more comedic character. So I'm not here going like, oh man, I fucking love Maxwell Lord, this is going to suck. I just think it's one where it's like, that's not like, you see the side by side, and the little I know of Maxwell Lord, like, this does not scream Sean Gunn at all. This does scream like, oh, this is James Gunn's brother's casting. So, like, I'm iffy on that. I'm willing to give it a shot. I hope it's not just overly comedic, because Gunn does that with some characters. We're like, oh, I'm just gonna make this character a joke now, you know. So I hope that's not the case. And with Supergirl, yeah, I think we all kind of figured Sasha Kaye would probably be getting the boot. I'm somebody that everyone saw that movie and is like, she's the fucking star, she's the best. And I always thought she was good, but I didn't think she had enough where it left a huge mark on me. And even then, if you want to go to the extent of, I don't know what her screen time is compared to Tom Holland's screen time in Civil War, but even in Civil War, I went, oh man, this guy's great. I liked her in Flash, but I wasn't as gleamed on to her as many other people. So that's been a big thing this week, is everyone's bummed about that, but I'm not as much. It sucks for her, because like, you imagine you get this role, you think you're gonna go on for years, but so that sucks. And I didn't dislike her, so I would have been fine if they said, oh, we're bringing Sasha Kaye back, sure. But I think Gunn's clearly doing his own thing thing. And my only theory that I've thrown out on Twitter is if you look at Nicholas Hoult, he was going for Superman and he got Lex Luthor. My theory, and I don't know if it's my top pick because I haven't given much thought to it, but Samara Weaving also auditioned for Lois Lane and didn't get that. And if you look at if they're going to do, which I feel like if you look at the casting so far, James Gunn is doing very comic book accurate stuff. Other than Sean Gunn, he's the one that does stand out like this doesn't make much sense, but everyone else looks like they're equivalent. I could see a scenario where Samara Weaving went for Lois Lane, did get that, but she could get Supergirl just like Holt got Lex Luthor. They're similar in age. I know people are like, oh, but Kara's like 26 and she's like 32. It doesn't matter. So are people going to tell me that Samara Weaving looks old? She still looks fucking super, like you can do anything. Like they can play 20-year-olds, you know? So yeah, that's where, and Supergirl being in the movie, that's, I don't know what they would do with her. Like, I don't know if it would be like she's showing up at Earth at the end. I don't know if it would be like something on Krypton. I think that, I really don't know. I haven't put much thought of what I would want from a Supergirl in a Superman movie, but ask Bob says I wouldn't like Samara Weaving as Supergirl. To me, Samara Weaving can do everything. Like you look at Ready or Not, you look at Babysitter, and then you look at Babylon. I think she has enough range that she could pull off Supergirl like kind of easily. Like I think some of those other roles are so much more harder to do. So I don't know where I'd want Supergirl though. Like I guess I want her at least in like a minor role again, because I've said before I still want this just to be about Superman. I'm falling in love with this version of Superman. So Taylor, any thoughts on the Sean Gunn casting, and any thoughts on what do you want from Supergirl in this movie if this rumor seems to be true?
Oh, well, I've seen a lot of people just kind of like, oh, I guess if you're family,
What?
you kind of.
Did I say
What?
Taylor?
You said Taylor.
Yeah, you did say. You
Oh
did
my
say
god, my mind definitely said Kirkland. Holy shit.
Taylor. I was ready to go, and then
Go
you're like,
for it,
Tyler
Kirkland.
Taylor. Well,
No,
fuck's
go
sake. I'm not ready anymore. I'm prepared myself as soon as you said Taylor.
Yeah, no, I think that the whole thing I've been seeing where people talking about like, oh, family, gets that benefit of Sean Gunn and stuff, getting play two characters or whatnot. Just people
What is
seem
that
a little
called
bit.
again? What is it when you... Thank you.
What was it called?
Nepotism.
Nepotism. Yeah. It's
No, it's nepotism. Don't let him do that, because nepotism's going to be going around.
Nepotism.
Oh, you nepotism? And the people...
Yeah, with his French accent.
Yeah.
It's
Like a croissant from your nepotism cousin?
I think it's fair. Like, you know someone, so yeah, you're gonna have that to doing some like fun roles and stuff for a film or franchise. But I also do think too that it is unfortunate because while I'm sure he's adequately qualified, there are other hardworking individuals out there that are really trying to like. They want that shot.
Wow,
Maybe they
you're
really
taking
want to just
that.
put it in
You're
there.
taking that route. He's
I
taking
think
jobs from other people.
It's not like Sean Gunn has not had plenty of opportunities through James Gunn to work in his movies and do all that kind of stuff. But I do think it is to a degree unfair. Like when you casted your brother in a variety of different roles.
Just cast.
Cast, not
Yeah,
casted.
just cast, not casted. No, just cast.
Isn't he been casted though?
It's just cast.
That doesn't
Google
sound
it after you're done.
Grammatically correct.
What do you?
Oh, well.
What does it not sound like?
Well,
It's cast.
casted.
Trust me. It's just cast. Cast.
Well, he's cast in all these
Cast.
roles.
Yeah.
And so I just feel like, yeah, it should go to, someone else should be able to get in there and bring something forward that, an up and comer or something like that. But
Or his
anyways, I
wife.
digress. His wife is in everything.
Yeah, that's Supergirl right there. That's the guy.
Yeah.
And what about Supergirl?
Could you
Taylor?
imagine?
No, I know if the joke is Wonder Woman, that's the joke everyone goes to. I really like, yeah, I like her, but like I think where she's in Peacemaker is that's the right amount.
Yeah.
I don't think he could recover from that one. I really don't, because I like her, but I also don't think she's that good of an. I won't say that. I don't think she's bad.
Coulson level character, nothing,
Yes.
nothing higher.
And even if she is, she hasn't shown that yet. So it's not like, oh, if you're married to Emma Stone, like let's say for somehow something happens in 5 years.
Nepotism. She
Yeah,
doesn't
James-
deserve it. She's terrible.
No. But let's say James Gunn and Emma Stone get married for some reason, and she were to go in a role. Sure, technically it'd be nepotism, but you'd be like, well, that's one of the best actresses in the world. So it's like, we're she like hasn't shown that yet. Maybe she is, but so.
I mean, as far as Supergirl goes, I'm excited. I feel like we didn't get enough with Kara in the Flash, and I really would have liked to have explored more of that storyline. That storyline alone was just really crazy, just as she's kept hostage and deprived from the sun. I doubt that that's what they're going to explore here, but this storyline still has a lot of exciting notions that I'm super eager to learn and get to figure out. I mean, there's so much that I don't understand and haven't really learned when it comes to Kryptonians and Superman's extended family. So let's get into it. Let's do it, because the only real foundation I know of with Kryptonians is Zod and Clark Kent, and just their kind of like fight, and just Clark Kent's his legacy, and his parents and whatnot. And so just to build off of that, I'm very much down for
Legacy. All right, Kirkle, now it's your turn. You ready?
I think so. What was your question? Supergirl thoughts?
And Sean Gunn.
I did like Kara in the last movie that we saw her in, The Flash. That was the one, right? They're all blending together now. All these DC fellas are talking about.
That was the one.
Yeah, I really liked like that version of the character. Well, I should preface by saying I have very limited Supergirl knowledge, so I don't really know what to pull from for like comic book source. I did really like the version that we saw, but like for how she was used, like I think she looked really fucked up for someone that was like trapped, hidden from the sun for all those. I don't even know how long they said
Decades.
it was. Yeah, long time. And I thought she played a good like damage type character role in that sense. But like I have seen glimpses or maybe little screenshots or little clips from what was the actress that played her in the show? Melissa Benoist. Yeah, so I've seen like that version, just like blonde long hair. I don't know, like that's probably the more like stereotypical Supergirl version, from the comic books, like the classic
Blonde,
one.
blue eyes, long curly hair,
So yeah, with that being said, I am very excited to get Supergirl like pretty soon, because from what we got in The Flash was pretty limited. I'm excited to fully dive into her story and really get an origin if we're getting that. Hands up in the air like you just don't care.
Mm-hmm. If I were to say that I'm going to come see you in 2 years, do you say that'd be pretty soon?
No, but like
Okay.
if you were saying like I'm bringing, I don't know, the Avengers movie soon, I would say 2 years. That's acceptable.
I was just confirming, because Superman Legacy is 2 years from now. You said pretty soon. I was like, okay, I was trying to get the.
I think
barometer
it's.
what Kirkland thinks.
I think
that
it's
works
better
differently
than to
movie
what I
time.
would have expected from like
Okay,
we just got
that's fair.
Supergirl in the Flash, and then okay, that's what we're getting now. They're done with that era of DC. So yeah, I think that's an appropriate timeline. I don't think it's too far away.
I'll give it to you.
Thank you. So yeah, I am very much excited for that. And for casting wise, I really don't know who I'd pull from this. Big key reason is because I don't know the source material. I don't know who
Favorite
would like
blonde
fit
actress,
her.
go.
Favorite blonde actress? Well, like I'm not getting Margot Robbie in here. Samara
You never know.
Weaving.
Fuck. Warner Brothers, Barbie's done.
Blake
I know.
Lively.
I pulled up a couple
Blake
actresses.
Lively. Oh.
Blake Lively. Oh, yeah, I wouldn't go for it, but she's good. I liked her in A Simple Favor.
Kirkland just pulled a Batman. You gonna come save my
Well,
son?
like,
I wouldn't go for it.
a great blonde actress. I'm thinking of like, what's her name? Saoirse Ronan, however you say her name.
Is she blonde or is she a ginger?
Ginger.
Now again, okay,
the image I'm looking at is she's blonde. They
We
could
are
definitely
also
dye her hair.
well. That's a newer one. It's dyed hair, but we are also being done that anyone can just dye their hair blonde. So
No, yeah, but like I'm thinking of like a great actress. She is a great actress. Does she want to be the face of like a brand new big superhero franchise when like the types of movies that she's making
No.
seems very far away from like that type of spotlight? I think she could do it because she is just so fluid. I don't
There's
know,
a
like
movie that she did with Kate Winslet. You should go check out. It was a crazy watch.
oh yeah, what's it called?
Yeah, I can't remember right now.
Okay, but someone else
Hayden
that
Panettiere.
no,
No.
like maybe like years ago in that Heroes era, she didn't do the Hero show.
The girl that I always like to pick, and I don't know where she is now because I thought she'd blow up a lot more. But did you guys ever see Happy Death Day?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah, I really liked her as a pick. She's one that I thought too, and that's why same thing. I'm not when I suppose with Samara Weaving. I'm not saying Samara Weaving is my number one pick. I just go like, I feel like she has the stock to like she could carry a movie. She's building. She's a great actress. So
Yeah. So, someone that I do want to see pop off lately because I loved her in House of the Dragon is Millie Alcock.
oh yeah,
That
be a
could
good
be
one,
a really good
but
one.
Does that mean she never gets to be Spider-Gwen? That's a problem though, right?
Yeah,
For you?
exactly. I would prefer her in Spider-Gwen. In the Spider-Gwen. I feel like that's just pitch perfect casting there. One or the two. If I can't get, both, I would like one or the other.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go actress wise. I was gonna say, or how the only way I'd accept it is she could be Supergirl and then they get Hunter Schafer for
Ooh,
Spider-Gwen.
I'll take that trade. James.
Do you want to get serious here for a second?
Let's do it.
Let's
We
see
never
how serious we
serious on
get.
this
So,
cast.
because I've seen this for many times with Zelda and everything like that, and not that I'm opposed to it, but when do you think we're gonna get in the era of saying what I'm saying here? My worry with Supergirl or Spider-Gwen is none of the companies would have the bravery to put a trans actor in there. I have no problem with it. I wouldn't care. Do it. But that's always my worry with, she should be Zelda or she should be Spider-Gwen. I agree with those choices, but I worry that are these big companies going to look at the same way when we talk about how Disney like edits gay kisses out and stuff like that?
Right.
Like, do they look at it the same way? Because I think, Hunter Schafer, Spider-Gwen, cool, do it. Perfect.
Yeah.
But whenever I see that, there's always part of me goes, is a big corporation ever going to do that? And I'm not
Right.
ever, because that sounds bad, but I mean like in the next 10 years or so. Like I think I know we live in a progressive world, but still not that progressive. There's still tons of people. So it's like, I feel companies still will be like, no, that's too risky. And I want to be wrong, but same thing. Like that's why I'm interested with that other, what is it? Who are the Authority? They're on a team, and the Batman and Superman of that team are a gay couple, and I'm very interested to see, okay, what does James Gunn do in this situation? Is it going to be where he gets to go, no, fuck it, we're going full, like we're showing this, or is it going to be like Eternals and Black Panther, Wakanda Forever? It's one kiss off screen or on screen, and that's it. So
I want to say yes, we live in that world, especially like the 10-year range. I feel like that is pretty lengthy. So I think I would be okay with actually.
This is
saying
next 2
yes
years
to
though
that.
now.
Yeah,
for
next 2
Supergirl.
years.
Yeah,
Probably,
I don't think so.
unfortunately, not because. There's always going to be those assholes that just boycott it for whatever reason, or like not even just silently boycott it, like go on to try and like actually
Red Eye
put a
thumbnail,
stop to
everything.
it.
Even though she's becoming one of the biggest stars of the world. Euphoria.
Yeah.
She was in Hunger Games. She's gonna be in Kojima's game.
No, exactly. But like also looking at it from the business standpoint, like places like China would just like not actually show something like that, right? Like
is that a thing in China? Do you think that is?
Oh,
I
yeah.
know
They
there's-
did that with Star Wars. Though.
Oh yeah, I think it's
Did
big.
they?
Like that's a big thing in China.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was
So, like,
because I don't. Yeah.
Internationally, I feel like they would be seeing like a big drop in like what they could do, especially if it is the main actress of the film. You can't just like edit her out of it. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just optimistic, but I feel like definitely if you give me that 10-year range, we'll start seeing that from the big studios. Obviously, we're seeing it already in other avenues, but yeah, that would be a massive one though. I think for positive reasons, just having like the lead, especially such a character like Supergirl. It's not Superman. Do the misogynistic comment, but I still feel like like just the super title along with like the big S, like that's just such a symbolic thing. So to be able to put a trans individual on there, I think that major step just forward going for that, and not even just because let's check that box, but she's such a phenomenal actress.
Yeah, that's the
definitely
reason
be
we put
worthy
her
for it.
there. Yeah. Tay, you want to answer that question? Or you want to skip it?
I just think that it's
Giving you the option.
like if you want to tell a story and you want to cast whoever you want to cast and you want to do what you want to do, then I think you have every right to do that. Like it's.
But then the money comes in for studios, right? That's where it comes in.
That's true.
If
They're
this gets
looking
banned
at
in
it-
5 countries, are we going to put this lead in this lead?
They're looking at it as a financial point, and it sucks for the community. It sucks for people that are like looking for that representation on the big screen. And so
I see Sean Gunn up there. They're like, "Fuck, I could have played."
yeah,
Maxwell
well,
Lord.
there you go. So when you get the as much as I know, like these groups and these individuals that are like motioning forward and like making headway in this sort of stuff, it's unfortunate because at the end of the day, I feel like it is kicked to the curb because money will trump over that when you're dealing with these big mega corporations that have to see rates of return.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate. I don't know how you compete with that. You can keep fighting it. And eventually maybe that's just what you have to do. And it'll turn around when the world gets to a place that's a little bit more opening and accepting. But then at the same time, places like China is absolutely a superpower. It is a world superpower.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's hard to fight world superpowers like that, especially when money is involved. So superpowers. Yeah.
I was wondering what popped off there. Yeah.
It's like this
Yeah,
guy's
there you
looking
go.
at you from across the room. The way you reacted there.
It was a series from Game of Thrones if people just
Yes.
want to know there.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, we'll see. I hope that there's a franchise that's why I always pull for like the A24s or places like that are getting bigger, and I want there to be someone that does a movie like that or a franchise where it's like, yeah, there is a gay character, trans character, and it's a big deal, and also can make a bunch of money in the North American market. But I think that's tough because I think now we've done the reverse swing where I think there's a lot of people that are. Maybe we're changing our views or quiet about it. They're making a lot of like red eye thumbnails and stuff like that. So,
Yeah. They're pre-making them.
oh,
They probably
100%.
pre-make them for all the fan casting or whatever.
Yeah, it's like TMZ and stuff when they have like those articles already written on like older people's deaths. Like they have that. They have like all the fan
Right.
casts and like the red eyes ready to go. But Superman Mike
Fishing.
said his pick is Kieran Shipka. Yeah, that should be pretty good. She's charismatic. I could see that. You know. And
She's
world's
got to
biggest.
bulk up though. She's pretty scrawny. You know, she's lean, she's fit, but
Does
I
she,
feel like
though?
you got to pack some muscle.
I don't think so. You're Supergirl. Your power is just from it within and from like the sun.
Oh, okay, different.
But look at her in the comics. I don't think Supergirl's that big in the comics, right? She's like pretty, you know. And World's Biggest Geek says, "Do you think there'll be a post-credit scene?" I think you're talking about with Aquaman. No, I don't think any of us think there's gonna be any connection.
Necron.
To
It's gonna be Necron,
Yeah,
yeah.
Necron,
Junior.
No,
We
I
read
don't
it off.
Yeah. All right, let's
Man,
take
I
our.
was,
Oh, go ahead.
I was looking at just like images of Supergirl. This is a great image, like great art for whoever did it, but I just can't help like what is the red on her crotch supposed to be? Like it's
That's
not
the
even
trunks.
but like it's not trunks. It's just like in that one region. Like
It
it's just-
definitely looks like candy panties or whatever those are called, like edible underwear. Like that's what it is. Yeah, it's weird that it's just in the.
the nether regions.
Yeah,
'Cause
it's
it-
just
like, it doesn't go
specifically in the
around.
landing zone. It's just in the landing zone there. It's not on the hips. It's not even on the thighs. It's just
Yeah.
right there. There's other that's a weird.
She
The
looks
more I
like
look at
James
this
Gunn's
image,
wife.
What did you say, Taylor?
Looks like James Gunn's wife, to be honest.
She actually does. That's what's her name? Jennifer Holland. Perfect Supergirl. There you go. Get her in there.
Yeah.
All right, let's take our next ad break and then we're gonna do some Chat GPT and then I thought there's some more shit. Is that it? Is that
Well, Mando, right? We've talked about
Oh,
Mando.
Mando.
yeah,
Talk about
Mando,
Mando. Fuck. Yeah, let's do that because we'll tie that in with Star Wars. Okay, we'll be right back.
We got to make that video clip. I can't believe we don't have that yet.
Yeah. All right. Ad break. And we're back. So let's do Mandalorian first because we'll do that as a cutout and you can put the Zack Snyder thing at the back there. So Mandalorian, season 4, rumored to become a movie. Just jump right into it. There's been 2 sources that I'd say are like C+ C that have been reporting it. So it's not a done deal. It's not your top heavy. It's just kind of the scuttlebutt going around right now. So Kirkland, we'll start with you this time. How would you feel about, because we know Dave Filoni is doing a movie already. We think that's kind of the Heir of the Empire, the Thrawn, whatever. We think there's all those shows combining, right? How would you feel if they just said, we're not doing season 4, we're just doing a movie? Your take.
I would like it actually. I feel like I don't know, just especially last season, I feel like it took a significant like drop off from just quality and hype of what like the earlier seasons had for the show of Mando. I also feel like there's only so much like filler things that you can throw into a Mando show while trying to tackle big concepts. Because I feel like I really like just the the one-off little adventures that he has with Grogu. But like we're what 3 seasons now we've done, so we'll be heading into
3
4.
seasons deep.
I feel
Plus
like
a couple Boba Fett episodes.
yeah, and like if you think of just some of the big moments in that show, it's like if ever we have something that's not leading or like talking about like a big moment, I feel like some people are just going to be looking at like, this is just a throwaway episode. Like they don't really have that same sense of maybe that we were at in the early like the first season, first episode, right? It was just like a bounty hunter doing his job, and like that was it, and there was no like big expectation for seeing XYZ type characters showing up. Like we've had Luke show up now, right? And like
Yes.
some really big moments. And I definitely think I think transitioning this character and the concepts that they're doing into a big screen thing, I think that's actually a really great idea. I think it would kind of spark some hype into it, especially if you have a full big screen just Mando adventure with Grogu and some major consequences potentially on screen there. I think it's a really nice transition as opposed to just seeing the show go like 6 seasons and just really taper off to the point that no one really has a lot of excitement. And maybe that's being a little bit hyperbolic, but I definitely, even for myself, like I would get so hyped for those midnight reviews we'd be doing in the early days of Mando, even like season 2, like that brought up some bangers. Obviously it had like the big finale in it, so yeah, I think for myself, coming off of that previous season, definitely I don't know, I feel like I'm heading into Aquaman 2 when it comes with like Mando season 4, where it's just I'm not like done with the show by any means. There is a lot of things that I like in it, but they just need something to really, throw some pop rocks in the mouth and get some things going. So I don't think I've dropped that line before.
No.
Shouts out to pop rocks.
You brought up that season 2 finale, and I just remember me and Taylor just messaging the GV3 chat, just hoping you were up to do midnight review, and you were long gone. You just want to talk about Luke.
I was like Godzilla -1.
Yeah. I'll go because I'm similar to Kirkland. I think maybe a little bit more harsher, where what we got from Mandalorian season 3 does not make me confident in it as a show anymore. And I also wonder if this does show that, because it's different, right? People have all brought up like this could be a strike thing. They're cutting budgets. They want to do something. So that could be it, right? Probably an hour and a half, 2-hour movie. Probably, I don't know, might cost less than a TV show, but I don't know at the same point, because it might cost more if you're trying to get the effects wise done. But to me, it just could show that maybe the viewership was not that big, or not what they are expecting, because if it's a hit show, why would you turn it into a movie? I understand the whole we're going to lead to a movie with these 3 shows. I think it's a little risky, some stuff, but I understand the idea behind it. Hey, we're going to make a season 4. Like, the show you know and love is turning into a movie. But I would prefer it just because I feel that I don't know, because I was down for the whole just gunslinger doing his whole thing, but they can't decide with Mando. I think they clearly took a route that this was going to be a bigger character with Grogu, so you can't just do the solo one-off adventures. And now that being a bigger venture, I feel like sometimes they put a lot of filler in there, so I feel like I would trust them more with the movie somehow to get that right. And I also just wonder if it's like a good testing ground for they do a Mandalorian movie, and let's say it doesn't do well, do they still do that big Dave Filoni crossover movie? Because I actually honestly don't know how Mandalorian movie would do nowadays with the stuff that's bombed. I'm just very curious in general how Star Wars is going to do when that comes back to theater. It's been gone for 5 years now, and so much has changed, as we just talked about. Not a single seat sold in our Aquaman theater. Indiana Jones, that was Lucasfilm. Mission Impossible, these comic movies, like they're bombing, losing money. So it's like, even though people like Grogu and they like Mandalorian, that's not even a guaranteed win. Even a Star Wars movie isn't a guaranteed win now. It's like, I think them waiting might help because it will draw some of that fever out. But you have all these shows that are, to me, of mixed results. For every good show, there's a bad show. So I would prefer this in the sense that I just want Star Wars back on the big screen. And I think as the show... And I think if we had the same quality of season 2, maybe I would be on a completely different wavelength. But because of season 3... it's not, I'm not sad about it. So I'm willing to give it a shot. And do I think it's happening? I'm pretty 50-50 on it actually happening. I see pros and cons for both. So,
I think that doing a movie would be a great like succession to this show, because I feel like where we're at with the show, it's very much kind of concluded itself in its own way. So doing a movie could open new doors and just kind of close those doors all at the same time. I feel like we don't need to have like the different like Saturday adventures anymore with Mando. I feel like we definitely hit a different point now. He's got his own home and his base, and he's got things all squared away. So a film would be great. It could amp that budget up. We get some really cool things coming out of that. But I think that what they would do for like a story would be probably something in line to like kind of set up more what's going on, like with the Ahsoka stuff, the fallout of all that, and whatnot. But at the same time, I also feel like, well, would this movie be after like Heir to the Empire? Like, because I feel like when you look at
I think
this
it'd be
between
before.
the two, well, and did
Season
they
4 is being
confirm
written
Ahsoka
right now.
season 2?
No, it's not been confirmed yet.
Because I thought like that Dave movie was, or that was announced a while ago. I thought that was taking precedence over this.
Well, this wasn't a movie to begin with, so I think that changes things. So I'm not sure if that means Favreau would get there or Rick Famuyiwa. I think that the movie that Filoni's doing is the big crossover event, and then I guess this would just be a Mandalorian story, but in a movie.
Okay.
And I think it would happen before.
I do feel like too the GA would see this and think, "Oh yeah, I'm down for that." Funny enough, it's actually quite surprising, because when I was taking my car to the dealership to get worked on by the mechanics,
Where's this going?
he took
What a
I, on
setup
my-
for a Mandalorian
I have the
story.
Mandalorian keychain on my car keys, and so when he's giving me my keys
just
back,
ripped
and this
it,
guy.
man.
This guy's like in his 70s, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that show, The Mandalorian. I enjoy that. Is there any new ones out yet? I finished the third season." I'm like, "Oh no, but I mean, there's other shows." And he's like, "Oh, that Ahsoka one, yeah, she seems pretty good." Like, he started talking about this stuff.
Sure seemed pretty
And
hard.
the guy,
Starts getting creepy old man on you.
the guy's in his
I'd like to have
70s.
her
so-
lightsaber.
I feel like there's a market that doesn't tune into these shows, and there's obviously a market that does tune into the Disney Plus stuff. And I feel like if they do a film, that's enough to kind of build that hype. It's been long enough now. We have not had a movie pop into the big screen. You know, we had the spin-offs and we had the sequel trilogy. So I think people are ready to fill those seats enough that there's curiosity involved. And if you do another movie that's a standalone spin-off, like Mandalorian related, something people are very familiar with. People all know Grogu, Baby Yoda. And it's like, oh, he's gonna be in a whole movie. Well, let's bring the kids to this. Let's go see this. Like, if you plop that in a December slot, I think that would do really, really well. So,
Yeah, maybe it'll be interesting to see. I'll see if it gets confirmed. I'd love to hear their reasoning behind it too. Like whatever reason, like we won't get the full one, but just their public reasoning of why this is better as a movie than a show. And hey, maybe you get Pedro back in like a more bigger role, right? If it's a movie, because he can't do a TV show for all those weeks. But I think with a movie, you're gonna need some stars, and Pedro Pascal as the Mandalorian again, you know. And I think that's what they would call it too. They would just call it the Mandalorian because there's no movie called that, right? So
Pedro Pascal's Mandalorian.
yeah, Pedro Pascal's.
Like Charlton Heston.
Yeah, fuck, man. Get that credit. All right, Taylor, hit us with this Chat GPT for a start. Because again, I can't ask the real Moon questions, and we would hear the character name and be like, oh, okay, whatever, we don't know them. But, you know, it did start as Zack Snyder had this idea, and then he eventually pitched it to Lucasfilm they didn't want, so now he's going to do it on his own. So, yeah, what is it cooking up here?
ooh, let me just quickly answer World Biggest Geeks question here. First Order being introduced in the Mandalorian movie, like at the end. I would say the Shadow Council that was in Mandalorian season 3, that would be the First Order. That's like the start of it. So
Yeah, I feel like we've kind of already introduced them, you know, like the beginnings
Yeah.
of them. So,
Yeah.
but like if you're asking, like it's like it ends with their first orders here. I just don't think so because I think there's not enough time in between. But you never know.
okay, so yeah, the prompt, Zack Snyder Star Wars. It's calling it Star Wars Veil of Shadows.
Okay.
Uh,
I'm curious to see where it goes because it has so little to pull from. So I'm curious to see like is it its own characters we know. I'm excited.
Chapter 1, The Vanishing. The galaxy reels as entire star systems vanish into nothingness. Jedi Master Talia Rand senses a disturbance in the Force, drawing her into a web of ancient Sith prophecies. Unbeknownst to her, a dark cabal of Sith Lords, including the cunning Darth Valus, orchestrates the cataclysmic events from the shadows, seeking to unleash an unspeakable power.
Okay.
On Coruscant, Master Ron discovers that the Sith's influence runs deep within the Galactic Senate. Drake Sarn, the rogue archaeologist, uncovers a secret society manipulating the political landscape. As they attempt to expose the conspiracy, Lyra Veal, a mysterious Jedi with a turbulent past, joins their ranks. Unexpectedly, a beloved Jedi Master falls victim to an assassination, sending shockwaves throughout the Order. Chapter 3, Lost World. The trio follows a cryptic trail to Exar Kun, or Exar Kun, I guess, however you would pronounce that.
Be careful.
Only to find themselves ensnared in a trap set by the cunning Darth Valus. A fierce lightsaber duel ensues, resulting in the shocking death of Lyra Veal, who sacrifices herself to save her companions. This twisted ritual progresses, revealing the horrifying truth that the vanishing worlds were not destroyed, but imprisoned in another dimension. Chapter 4, Battle for Exar Kun. The heroes, now joined by a formidable...
Taylor said that so like
I know, I'm afraid to say it. It's not a word that I've actually said out loud many times, so that's something I just say in my head. Yeah, so the heroes, now joined by a formidable Jedi warrior, Darius Thorne, confront Darth Valus in a desperate attempt to stop the Sith ritual. In a surprising turn of events, Drake Sarn falls in battle, succumbing to the dark side after witnessing the depths of the Sith's power. Lyra Veal's sacrifice, however, triggers an unexpected twist as her spirit returns momentarily, aiding Master Ron in a final desperate struggle against Darth Valus. Chapter 5. With Exar Kun saved, but forever altered. I don't understand how he's saved. The remaining heroes return to the Jedi Council, bearing the weight of sacrifice and betrayal. The galaxy mourns...
Council. Okay, so it's a prequel.
Council. The galaxy mourns the losses suffered, and the unexpected deaths of Drake Sarn and Lyra Veal leave lasting scars on those who remain. The surviving heroes grapple with the consequences of their actions, and a mysterious figure thought to be lost to the dark side emerges from the shadows. As Master Ron and Darius Thorne reflect on the price paid for victory, a new threat emerges. A resurrected Sith Lord thought to be long extinct. The galaxy stands on the brink of a new era, shrouded in uncertainty. With unexpected allies and enemies alike, the struggle between light and dark forces takes an unforeseen turn. And there is a post-credit scene.
Two things I'll say. One, I'm sorry, listeners, that didn't pay off like I wanted to. I thought they were going to have more Zack Snyderisms. It didn't. And two, I feel like since ChatGPT did its update, it does like less like big. Like even though in Aquaman we got the Justice League there, I feel like the old ChatGPT one was like Luke and his battalion. Like I feel like it was taking some bigger swings. Where now it is starting to get a bit more just like because
grounded.
They were ready to write some Hollywood movies. Remember, because the Hollywood studio is like, you guys got to be ready and write Fantastic Four for us. But what's your post credits? Oh, sorry, Kirkland, were you gonna say something?
No, you answered it.
The post-credit scene. It's called The Hidden Council. Amidst the remnants of an ancient Sith temple concealed in the darkest corners of the galaxy, a shadowy chamber is adorned with flickering crimson lights, and a cloaked figure concealed in obsidian robes approaches a holographic projection revealing a gathering of Sith Lords, each exuding an aura of malevolence. Darth Valus, presumably defeated, emerges from the shadows, revealing that his apparent demise was a mere illusion. As he kneels before the holographic council, the other Sith Lords acknowledge his coming mastery of the dark side. Among them stands a resurrected Sith Lord, once thought vanquished by the Jedi. His eyes are gleaming. The hologram illuminates the nefarious plan that unfolds, a grand design to plunge the galaxy into an era of darkness where the Sith shall rise unchallenged. The Sith Lords discuss the hidden influence they've maintained within the Galactic Senate, the whispers sown among the Jedi, and the seeds of chaos meticulously planted. In a shocking twist, the hologram reveals the presence of a long-lost Sith artifact, a dark holocron containing forbidden knowledge and untapped power. The resurrected Sith Lord, known as Darth Malum, steps forward, proclaiming his intent to harness this ancient power to rewrite the destiny of the galaxy.
It's a long post-credit scene.
The post-credit scene concludes with the sinister laughter of the assembled Sith Lords echoing throughout the shadows, foretelling chapter in the eternal struggle between light and dark.
Other than Palpatine, all my Siths known for their laughter, you know?
They're just all laughing to each other, just roasting the Jedi.
Like Austin Powers, yeah.
I like just, it's centered around the Sith, for sure. I feel like it was, for the most part, though, it wasn't anything too crazy like what Travis was saying.
Yeah.
But
that's why Disney turned Zack Snyder down. Like, oh, we don't want to do this.
Yeah, that was just,
It's too safe.
It's too safe.
They like to do crazy things here at Disney.
Yeah. Can you name one of their characters like Martha so they can have their like the mom do the same thing? Can you do that shit again? Like we want some people get mad on the internet. All right, let's take our last ad break and then we'll be back with our final topics. And we're back. So Kirk and Pat, so you want to go and pull the Dune trailer up, and while you're doing that, I'm going to ask Taylor Field about, because you won't have much to add here. We got a big thank you to everyone. We got our Spotify wrap. For some reason, 999% people listened more to the Saw X review than anything on Spotify. The Saw X review was our biggest episode on Spotify. Very random, but that's where the Saw freaks are there. So, we got that news last week, but even better news, Taylor, that we are back, baby. Not only are we getting Saw 11, we're back to the yearly release. So we are getting Saw 11 less than a year from now. We're getting it September 27th. They haven't said what it's going to be. I imagine it's going to be probably another prequel. Like, I think it's going to happen in between 2 and 3 or something like that. Like, kind of pick off where we were in the last one. But, yeah, we were hoping. We hadn't heard anything for a little bit, so I wasn't worried because these movies are cheaper. But usually with the Saw movies, you used to hear something like the same weekend or the weekend after. But only a couple months, early Christmas surprise. Are you excited and ready for Saw 11 coming out next year, less than a year away?
Yeah, I am really, really surprised, but that was a great comeback with Saw 10. It was a good film. I enjoyed it, so it doesn't surprise me at all that you still got Jigsaw. He's still alive and kicking. So let's make some movies with him, and why not do more like one-off, spin-off stories like this? Because this just fits great in the established narrative between those films, and those films are pretty smeared together, like point A, B, C, and as far as like the story goes. So if you can take advantage of those periodical gaps in between there, then let's do it. We've seen the Big Bad Booty Daddy as well in this point in time.
Yeah.
So, and again, you have a lot of motivation coming from an array of cast members from previous films, like, hey, get me back in there, and people just getting excited. So there's a lot of hype and motivation for it. We've seen that moving on to films that take place after Jigsaw's death or not, they get, like, people are seeing them, but they're not necessarily breaking new barriers. It's just, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And people love seeing Jigsaw in this movie do what he does best. And like, this was a very simple setting, and I think it was a great entryway into something that was familiar but something that's very new at the same time. So now if we get Saw 11 coming in next year, then I think, and I expect, like, a bigger budget, much more intense settings.
I think it might just be the same, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, I think they'll keep it low so they can just keep making as much profit as possible.
That's fair. Yeah. But I'm down. I think, like, let's just let's keep going. Let's keep doing it.
Yeah, they, like, minor spoilers, they left a certain character alive they think could be antagonist to come back. And as I've said before, I think it does get more and more dangerous. Already when we got to Saw 7, when you'd have to, like, try to fit a little bit of stuff of canon into small spots of canon where it's like, man, there's almost no more room. Like this is starting to make things very hard, not hard to understand, but very like, okay, a lot happened here, a lot's going on, there's lots of moving pieces. But I think what they can do the best is with this one, Saw X, it was a sequel prequel, but you can still make it a standalone story for the most part, and I think that's what they'll try to do here, or at least just a standalone sequel to kind of Saw X, where in a way you could just watch Saw X and then watch Saw 11 and then go from that way. So yeah, I hope the Big Bad Booty Daddy's back. Like, they teased that, so I really think, like, that's the play they got to go for. I think more Hoffman and Amanda, we never got enough of them in the originals, so sure, do they look 20 years older? Yes, but whatever, fuck it. Like, let's see what they got. And I think they learned their lesson that Tobin Bell not only is a Jigsaw character, but just Tobin Bell in general is what you need. So yeah, it's like, again, I think there is a what if scenario where, you could just, do a legacy sequel and just say, let's ignore the other ones and just say he never died. But I think they're going to go this route. I'm excited to see the traffic, excited to see what the issue would be. And I'm just happy it's happening, because at the end, even as bad, it's like, whatever, it's another Saw. And I think now, like, we got Jigsaw, that never got a sequel, technically. Then you got Spiral, that never got a direct sequel. I think this shows that, yeah, they did Saw X, and that's the first one since the final chapter to kind of get a follow-up, right? So
yeah,
I think that shows where to go. So Kirkland, you want to bring up this Dune trailer? Kirkland, you happy there's another Saw happening?
Yeah, I am.
Good.
For you guys.
One day you'll have 11 movies to watch.
I better start on this if I ever plan on catching up. I feel like
Watch
it'll
it
get to
next
the point
September.
that like even if I start watching it every month, there'll just be a new one.
Every month. Jesus.
Because what was like the longest amount of time that they went without a new movie? Was that like when it came back for Spiral?
There was Jigsaw that came back. I think that was the longest time between the final chapter and Jigsaw. I think that was
Yeah.
like 3 to 4 years. So
And now it's just fucking full prime
back
again.
yearly releases.
Good for you guys. I'm happy.
Yeah, we won.
All right, let's get in here. Holy! I did not see this little. See that little flying object? Oh, it's not tracking my cursor. That's lame. Do you see that thing in the top right? It looks like a little water drop.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say it's the top right. I'd say it's the middle right. But yeah, I see it.
Interesting. All right, let's get in here.
Okay. I'm here. It's been a while since you've had one of those.
The audio?
Thank you, sir.
You want audio?
Yeah, I think so. Get some of that. Maybe you can turn it down a little. Maybe that's it. You can do. No, that works. So it's interesting. It feels like with the trailer, they're just really. Like, I know we knew it was going to go that route, but they're just right gonna like, yeah, it's the end and we're together, you know? Because like the first movie and them not as a couple, but clearly all the marketing we see are just waking up together. This and that. Look how visual. It's just
They've been like a duo though in every trailer, so I feel like
yeah.
it's insinuating we're going there.
Yeah, I guess I keep forgetting.
Look at them clapping cheeks in the sand.
Maybe I'll show you.
That'd be the worst, you know? Out of all the planets
Oh,
they
yeah.
have, like the sand, this planet of clap cheeks, so look at that. It's not, it's
There's sand everywhere.
yeah. Rough, of course.
Hey, Rafa.
Walken's what I'm very excited about. Just to be seen,
Oh,
just because we haven't seen Walken and something to straight up serious in a very long time.
yeah. I think it's gonna be hard for me to take him serious. Don't be
Yeah.
like hearing like his classic Walkenisms, even though he's supposed to be what, the Emperor, right?
Yeah.
There's a narrow way through.
Oh, fuck.
I love,
I wish we had IMAX here.
Oh, I know.
I love Batista because I always feel like on the sequel he's gonna play a role, but I don't really think he is. Like he's just like a brute guy, really.
Similar role to that he had in The Boy in the Hair.
This is a form of power
Man,
that our world doesn't yet
Triple
see.
worms, eh?
The
That must be
ultimate
rare.
worms. That's another thing you don't want to triple worms either. Jeez Louise. Denis has said this is gonna be like the war film. And it looks like that. It looks like if Bill didn't want, or they were missing the action in the first one,
Yeah.
you're getting it here.
Oh,
He's popping
fuck,
off his
that's
powers.
crazy. Because that was the chick that did the the box thing with
Yeah.
the Gum Jabbar. Favorite track from the that's the one that has the chant in it.
I have a favorite song.
You are not prepared for what is to come.
Holy fuck, that was by far my favorite trailer they've had so far for this.
It's very good. Look at cast list.
Powerful.
March 1st. Not too much longer. We technically should have seen it, saw it by now, but you know. Yeah, good. I think unfortunately for me, it's like Dune is the most boring thing to talk about in the sense of like I have nothing but just positive things to always say. Like I'm always
Yeah.
looking like, do I got a hot take? Do I got this? But just every time I say like, yeah, this looks like it's gonna be epic. It looks like I think especially with this year now, we talk about the back half for us and Golden Geeks. I feel like there's more better movies coming out. But next year, not saying there's no good movies, but next year it feels like this is gonna be like the movie to beat. Like it's like one of those like if this doesn't win the Golden Geek, I'll be very surprised just because like next year's a little weaker feel. Like I guess we do got Deadpool 3 and Joker 2, so you never know. But just like this just looks like it got the hood spot. It's got all the goods. Like it's yeah, I can't visually looking great. They're setting the stakes well. It's looking a little creepy and scary between what Ferguson's whispering and you got Austin Butler looking knives and stuff. So yeah, it looks dangerous. It reminds me a lot of I hope it has this vibe. I hope it has like a Two Towers vibe where that
Ooh, yeah.
that last third act is just like fucking war. And that's what this movie looks like, where I know he says it's all gonna be action, but I think there'll be a lot of quieter character moments at time. And I'm that third act I'm looking for just fucking war going on.
Yeah, I can't wait for just everything about it. The score, the visuals.
Mm-hmm.
especially just like the growth of certain characters. You know, I haven't read the books or anything, so I feel like there's gonna be a lot of twists and turns that I won't be possibly expecting. And yeah, just seeing, like I said, like the growth of Paul, because like in the first movie, he's definitely like recluse isn't the right word, but he's like a little bit more timid. Like he definitely has his role of like being, you know, the son of the Duke. So he's like, he has his behavior that he has to have, but now it's just fucking he's ready for blood. And yeah, just even like that scene when he like just shouted back to the
Oh yeah.
oh my gosh, I forget what the cult people are called, but yeah,
Witch Hood or something like that.
yeah, whatever it is. I wish I remember, but yeah, that's epic. Fucking Florence in here, come on now, this is gonna be good times.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think she's not. I think she's in like Oppenheimer level screen time, but that's okay.
I like her outfit though; it looked pretty cool.
Outfits look great. Her and Queen Amidala should have like a walk off and see who has the best outfit. You know.
I feel like you could throw in Lady Jessica in there too. She was wearing some like crazy hood thing.
Yeah, for sure. Taylor.
I am just so excited to see the spaceships and just the sci-fi-esque aesthetic from this movie. But I honestly feel like your guys' excitement is equivalent to my excitement for like an Avatar sequel. I feel like that's how it is. And
Interesting spin.
yeah,
out of nowhere.
I'm just it's been a while since I've seen Dune 1. I think I only saw that initially just that one time. So I mean, it's coming in Call of Duty now. You guys are talking about it like we're watching it every day, Kirkland. So I gotta.
You're gonna have those Austin Butlers running at you.
Oh yeah, you are. Yeah.
Looking like the girl from Scary Movie 2.
We're gonna be like camping in the final circle. You just see this thing coming up behind you. It's Austin Butler running at you. Yeah.
There'll be like 20 of them in Resurgence. Holy fuck.
That'll be his
He has that
execution. He just licks you.
Yeah, hope he has that knife. The great God Loves Me 69 says, will Denis Villeneuve put a spin on the original story of Dune in any way? That'd be killing of characters, shifting events, different party favorites, etc. I think he will stay, just the way Denis talks about the original material, I think he will stay pretty close to it. I think it will be changes where, like, talking about Two Towers, that whole, like, Frodo getting captured by Shelob and everything, how they punted that to Return the King just because it flowed better there. I could see stuff like that where maybe something happens earlier in the book or later and vice versa. They switch it to be, this works better for a movie stance. Put this event here. I've not read the book, so I don't know what you would swap with. But I just feel like the events could happen. Major characters, no. I just feel like Denis, with being such a big fan, he wants to keep it primarily similar events. Maybe there might be something minor, but I don't think any. Like, I think how the book goes is mostly how this is going to go, just due to his fandom of it. But events, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, I agree. I think he'll stay close to the source material. The only thing that could be swapped around is like what Travis said, like maybe just if certain scenes, pacing wise, works out to kind of push them into a later film or whatnot. But yeah.
I mean, I don't know what the basic like actual source material is that they would be changing. So when I watch this movie, I'm not gonna have a single fucking clue. But I mean, whatever they do change,
Some guy in the back. No, they killed her. No,
Yeah.
that's not supposed to happen.
There was actually 6 worms instead of 3. What's going on?
whatever they do change, though, it's I doubt it'll be any significant character deaths. I really doubt that. I feel like they're going to try to stick to keeping that more book related, but whatever they do alter will probably be event related, like you guys said. So yeah, maybe there's supposed to be 4 worms, Kirkland, like you said. But
Yeah.
3.
Yeah, I'm curious why they.
I hit it at the same time as you bastard.
I can't believe we're going for the same show.
Like we were saying it at the exact same time too. Curious, look at it.
Yeah, I'm curious what they did change and stuff. So, yeah. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is it. I don't think there will be a newscast next week. I don't think that's on the docket because probably the town starts to shut down now in Hollywood. So most of the news will stop for the holiday season. And next week we got Aquaman. We got Dylan and ours Game of the Years. we got Rebel Moon and some other good stuff. So thank you very much for tuning in to the 588th episode of the GeekVerse podcast. In case you don't listen to any of those reviews and you're just a newscast person, thank you very much for listening the whole year. Thank you very much. And I hope you have a good, happy holidays. If you're off, whether you celebrate Christmas, don't, whatever you're doing for the rest of December, I hope you have a good time. We love you. Thank you very much. And we promise when you hear from us next, it'll not be boring.
Adios.